Hey everyone, so this is Patrick Crow today, and today I'm celebrating 4 years since I've had my scoliosis surgery. Wasn't too sure what to do today, so I've decided to write down some questions on my phone. Just gonna quickly pick them up. So I got just a few simple questions. If you can't see it, or just pause the video just to read them, and I'm just gonna explain everything that happened during those times. First question is, when did I find out that I had scoliosis? So I found out that I had scoliosis in sometime late or mid-December 2010 at the age I was 14. We just got back from the trip to the States to, see some family over there. Yeah, and my parents noticed it, and for me, I was just stressing out because of the whole flights, that kind of stuff. And then at one stage, just before Christmas came up, yeah, we just noticed that my back was really curved, and this side of my rib cage was really popping out. So it was definitely unexpected and really terrifying. Next question is, how big was the curve or the bend? So this was a little bit interesting trying to find out because, oh, what happened? Yeah, because in New Zealand, I was going to get my back scanned in February 15th, if I remember, 2011. And for you guys who don't know, at that time, we had a huge earthquake, and I think it was somewhere around 5 point something or 4 point something, anyway, something or other. And that was really devastating. It completely destroyed the city. But other than that, like with the scan, we went to the hospital a few weeks after that and found out that it was 75-degree angle, and I'll show a pic up there or somewhere over here. One that would be of just what it looked like normally, and one is the x-ray. Yeah, so that's how big it was. It was 75 degrees, so it was pretty huge. This one is, where did I get the surgery? So during that time, they were discussing about when and where to have the surgery, and they highly recommended that I should go all the way to Dunedin, which is further down south of New Zealand, to have the surgery. And I was scheduled to have it on August 22nd, 23rd, 2011. And for me at the time, I was just freaking out because I was not sure what to expect, and just my main fear was just losing the ability to move my legs, because that's something that I just started to get into, like get into a lot of walking and running and stuff, and I did not want to lose that ability to move. Alright, so what did I do before the surgery? Right, so before I had my surgery, I was already in high school, and for me it was like my big high school year, because in New Zealand we have the whole education of NCEA. For you Americans out there, you wouldn't really know what it is. It's but yeah, I was just going through a lot of stress, because for me, since I had the surgery in August, that meant that I had to get all my assignments done sooner than later. Otherwise, I would fall behind. So I was the student who had to be way more ahead than most other people. So I just had very stressful time at school, because I just been working and working and working on assignments. As well as that, I went to a youth group or a church during those years, and I was just freaking out. I was asking my friends, my youth leaders, pastors, just to pray for me, that kind of stuff, just to just to try and get rid of it or try and find another way to get out of the surgery. But it was one of those it's like it was just one of those compulsory things. I was gonna go into that surgery room to be cut open and stuff, and that was the thing I really feared. So those are the things that happened during that time. Yeah, and I kind of got through to how did I feel, and I've already said a little bit of that, but basically how I felt was I was just stressed out because I had so much work to get through, but I was just terrified of what was going to happen because I knew that either way I would either be lucky and just get back walking or never be able to walk or stand up again and just spend the rest of my life on a wheelchair, and that was really what I was terrified of. Yeah, so it was just very surprising. Yeah, what did I do before I went into surgery? So with this question, this is basically what I did just before I went into Dunedin to go for the surgery. So on August 19, 2011, my youth group decided to have a baptism sort of thing, and for me this was just like the whole, well, I'm screwed anyway, what am I going to do? I might as well do this, see what that does, and yeah, when I done that, I'll be posting a video very soon. It was a very good experience and definitely felt really good, and just how many people supported me on that, like, because everyone just saw how big my curve was on that day anyway, and they were just shocked to see that. And but definitely it was really good opportunity to do it. It was kind of like the whole, your what would be death wish, sort of like that. Just just thinking, what would you like to do before you go through something like that? Yeah. And then the day on the 20th, like my mum and I drove all the way to Dunedin. When we got there, we just stayed at a small motel for a few days. Yeah, for like just 2 days. Yeah, and then we went to the Cadbury chocolate factory in Dunedin. Very good place to check out, so feel free to check that out. And we went to a cinema and saw the Captain America movie, which was definitely inspirational at that time, so I thought that was pretty good. Then on the Sunday, which was the 21st, if I remember, we just went into the aquarium in Otago, and then went into the hospital for the evening, just getting ready for it. And that's when I was feeling really terrified because I didn't know what to expect. What do I remember from the surgery? So this was the interesting part, trying to remember the surgery, because they sent me into this room and they gassed me with something, so they drugged me or something like that anyway, so I don't remember that. So it was just sleeping gas, or maybe it was laughing gas or something. I don't know. Anyway, I tried to say something anyway, but I just totally forgot and just fell asleep. But what I heard at the time, like as they were cutting me open, they had this sort of radar detection chip thing just on my back to check on the computers to see if my nerves are still intact with my vertebrae and stuff, so that way I could still move my legs. But then at some stage, like some point during the surgery, I don't really remember it, but I was told this anyway, the doctors completely lost it or something. Like they didn't know if my legs were still functioning and stuff, so they tried to wake me up. Pat, wake up! Wake up! You need to move your legs! You need to move your legs! But I was way too drugged and I just could not remember. And I was way too sleepy, so I'm just sleeping the whole time. Anyways, I don't even remember that. As they finished with me and took me into another room, my mom told me that I basically looked like a zombie. My pupils were just big as had tube sort of thing on my neck, some blood, that kind of stuff. So it looked like I was somewhat dead, or looked like a Frankenstein or something. So my mom fainted, and that was quite funny to hear anyway. Then when I woke up at that time, I think it was 9 or 10 o'clock at night anyway, because we started at like 6 in the morning or something. So that's the main stuff I remember, and it was really painful because I just felt a little bit of that back pain, and then they were giving me, some painkillers that I could, just by squeezing something anyway, to just insert some painkillers in just so I can relax or something. But then it's like if you put too much in, you feel really sick, and then I wound up doing it at some point, and I felt like throwing up. I tried to bend down because that's something that you're used to doing when you don't have a rod in your back. You try to bend down as you're throwing up. But then when I tried to do that, I felt something. It just felt like there was something on the back of my neck or something on my back that was just stopping me from doing that. And that's when I realized that was the rod in my back, and it was definitely a shock to just feel that for the first time. And then after that, I just fell asleep. How did I feel after the surgery? So, how I felt like when I woke up the next day, my nurses and doctors were telling me to just just sit upright, and it was really hard to sit upright. Yeah, and so what I could do is I don't have any videos or photos to show just that moment, but I'm happy to reenact it. So yeah, how I felt was just serious pain, like just standing up for the first time. Anyway, my response to that was, wow, I feel a lot taller now. Yeah, but it was definitely a lot harder to just get up for the first time after that surgery. But at least I had some nurses with me just to assist me when I needed it. So that was the first day. Second day, I don't remember too much. I think the nurses tried to get me up and stuff, but it was just really hard for me to do so. And then, at some stage, some of the nurses, give you a shower, and some nurses are female, some nurses are males, and yeah, it feels uncomfortable having a male give you a bath. I'd just say that is really weird anyway. So I decided on my third day in that hospital, just after the surgery, I just got up and started wandering about, and everyone's going, "What are you doing? You shouldn't be walking now." And I'm just going, "Well, what's wrong with that? That's impossible. Most people recover in a week or two. You're just up and walking around. What?" That was an interesting story at that point. Although doing that also meant this would probably be a very painful part, and thinking about it, trying to compare what was worse, either the muscles trying to heal up or what the nurses had to do. Since they were expecting me to be lying down on the bed quite a bit for my recovery, what would be the best way to describe? So for me to go to like to take a leak or just urinate, they inserted a tube with a bag onto my penis, and yeah, when they notice that I'm able to get up and just walk on my own and actually go to the bathroom by myself, take a shower and do all that stuff without a problem, they decided to remove that tube, and it really did sting quite a bit anyway. As well as that, the other thing they decided to do was the tube that was on my neck, just around, oh, this side over here, I mean. Yeah, they decided to remove that anyway, but it wasn't as bad in comparison to, like, just carefully pulling that tube out. That was, just the thought of it just hurts anyway, you know. It's just for you guys out there who are either about to have the surgery or been through the same thing as I have, I'm pretty sure you know what I mean, like how painful that was. That was, so what else did I do after that? Yeah, after my first week in that hospital, yeah, I got to come back home, and when I was living in Rangiora at the time, which is further up north, at the time they gave me some bits and pieces that helped me with the, like, just taking care of the obstacles and stuff, such as like getting out of bed, getting out of the bath or shower. But honestly, I didn't really use them because I was all right. In fact, I did a lot better without the stuff because I was just fully fit and I just wanted to do more exercise, which has now really impacted me personally, like just how much that surgery affected me, and that's the really cool outcome because when I first had the surgery, I was expecting that, you know, I thought I was going to lose the feeling in my legs, but after having that surgery, it made me realize that there's so much to live for in life, and like, you know, you can do so many things in life. Just make the most of it, because if something like that happens and it doesn't go as well as you think it will, then it could really change your life, and either for a positive or a negative, and then you just have to try and overcome it. So that was very big for me, actually, overcoming the fact that I've had a titanium rod in my back, and so now I live life to the full and take a risk. Now, I think I have one more question here. That is, what have I done since then? Now, the surgery was 4 years ago, so I'm going to do a quick and simple video montage of what I've done since 2011. So, enjoy the montage. that reminds me. So as well as that, here's the photos of after the surgery, both the x-ray and the what I looked like then. And while I'm at it, just make this very quick. I might even cut some of this off, but I'll show you what my back looks like now. But let's see if that's right. Might be a bit too dark, but that's my back now, if you can see, and you can still see the scar just over here. That's how strong my back is now after 4 years of the surgery. Right, so hope you guys enjoyed the video and the montage and stuff. Hoped it's inspired you for, you know, your surgery coming up, or just if you've just had your surgery. I'd like to do a special thanks to, let's see, what was her name? Yeah, special thanks to Fantastic Talks on YouTube and Instagram. You could follow her down on the description below. Yeah, if you've liked the video, feel free to hit the like button, or even like subscribe if you want. I don't mind either way, to see how I've been going over the years. Oh, what else is there to say? Yeah, and feel free to leave a comment on any other questions that you might have. And yeah, thank you very much, and hopefully I might see you in the next video. If not, then just feel free to follow me on Instagram or Tumblr, Facebook, you know. Just feel free to follow me on any social media, and because they're all going to be in the description below as well, and I'll see you in the next video.